Hi, welcome back to Cambridge Inside Out. I am Judy Nathans.
And I'm Robert Winters.
And remind you, it's not a call-in show. Don't call in. We might say something you don't like, but
Right.
send him an email.
If you feel the need to call, open
Send-
the
send
window,
it-
nearest
send it to-
window, and howl at the moon.
No, but Robert is very accessible. He's on.
Yeah.
He may not have a cell phone, but boy, he's on
Yeah.
Facebook.
You
He's
send
on.
me in
You're
Central
not on
Square.
Instagram.
Just yell at me
No, you wouldn't
across
be
the
on
street.
Yeah.
Hi, Robert, come
Yeah.
here.
Cambridge Civic Journal.
Yeah.
CambridgeCivic.com.
That too.
You could leave him a
Yeah.
message there. Anyway,
My little hobby.
but I won't give mine out.
There you
That's
go.
right.
All right. So anyway, we
So
talked
we were
about a few
talking
things.
about the petition, and it's going to be discussed in full with the amendments
that's
on
Harvard Square zoning
Monday.
petition. So that's in the queue.
Okay,
There's another one in the queue, which was the Grand Junction Overlay petition. Zoning
right.
petition.
But that did
And
go to a
They passed it to a
second
second
yeah.
reading, so I believe that's up in the queue possibly for next
Yeah.
week or the week after maybe.
And that's gotten
And,
approval by most of the entities.
I
yes?
think it's probably
Yeah.
doing it right now.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Oh, did they ever though? Wasn't that still the EverSource, the
Right.
sale, finding another location? Did they?
Well,
Is that still in
you
the
know,
works?
if I was a city
Yeah.
councilor, I might be a little insistent on knowing that in fact an alternate site for EverSource is in the bag before
You've
I
actually
give my
voted.
blessing.
Well, I think that's going to happen. Probably.
I
I'm sure we're
think
going to hear that.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the rumor had it that there was a site identified, but they were
Right.
still trying to negotiate some things, and they didn't want to kind of.
So that means
speak
that
of it yet.
Alexandria, whoever it is going to pay EverSource the $13 million or whatever it was that they paid
You
for
know,
that site. Was
I
it it was
don't
some
really
outrageous
remember
amount?
how it's going to fly.
Well, they
Yeah.
paid whoever to get it, and now they're going to give it up. They're going to get the money back, right?
Don't know.
Well,
Don't know. You
they're
know.
not giving up at the.
So
because
anyway,
they
they'll
want-
figure something out. You know. But anyway, so those are the two in the way, and those two are in the queue in the immediate near future.
Okay.
There are a couple more, but it's zoning. They'll figure it out. Honestly, if I'm going to channel Patrick Barrett a little bit here and say that it really is kind of time the city take a big giant step back and take a good look at zoning generally in the city.
Yeah. Yeah. Instead of
know,
this spot.
Yeah. Well, the
Well,
thing
it's not
is,
really
there was
spot, but
Somerville is basically moving toward form-based zoning. I don't know if that's right for Cambridge, but I think it's worth the discussion. The table of uses,
Yeah,
the
which-
so-called table of uses.
that has got to be out there. right?
Honestly, whenever I see they're arguing whether this should be allowed or
Yeah.
not, should
Yeah.
we allow chocolate ice cream or just
Yeah.
vanilla ice cream? Here, it occurs to me that Cambridge's zoning is a little too prescriptive at times.
Oh, with the Amazon sign, they had
Yeah.
to get rid of their squiggle. Give me a break.
I know some of the way
Or
they
the
look at
Z or whatever it was,
signage. I mean,
I know.
before the show, I went and had myself a nice cheesesteak sub up at.
Oh.
And I loved it. It was great.
Not good
You
for
know?
you, but that's all right.
ABC Pizza. So
Oh,
you come
they're
down
still there?
And I
Yeah.
noticed that they had an intermittent flashing sign. I said, "Oh my God!"
What do you mean?
It's like it's a violation of
Oh.
the zoning laws.
You can't have. What do you mean? What outside?
No rational person is in the slightest way offended, bothered, or triggered by the benign signage that you see all over places like Central Square. Yet technically, and if you read the zoning language, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that. Little small stuff.
Enforcement.
I know, but
Till you get somebody enforcement.
But honestly,
complaint,
for
yeah.
small,
Yeah.
easygoing stuff that ain't bothering
Yeah.
nobody,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have
Well,
to.
now
seek
that you brought it up,
variances
someone's
or
going to say
anything.
something. You should have
Oh,
not said anything.
well, in that case, I'm going to put up my own
All right,
neon sign
okay.
there.
Yeah.
I listen. I've been talking to people, and maybe I ought to have the Winters et al. Zoning petition calling for gaudy neon lights in Central Square.
Oh. Well, we already
I
have
would
some
love
neon.
it.
What? We're
Yeah.
not allowed to have neon?
We actually CCTV. You know what's in the window of CCTV studios where
That's
we are
a
right
neon
now?
light. There's neon lights in
Neon
Central
lights.
Square.
I know. We need more
So,
of
so
it.
what is there a law? Is that in the zoning?
No, there's no law against neon. But the thing is that if
It's
you wanted
big-
to have neon that did anything, or
Yeah.
or change colors or whatever,
What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Where have I seen it? No.
What's Judy thinking of?
Oh, the Coolidge Corner
Who
Theater, I
decided to
think,
change
has
the
this
name of this
marquee that
program
has
from
neon or
Cambridge
something
Inside Out to
flashing.
What's Judy thinking
No,
of?
I'm trying to think of where there's neon around.
Harvard Square kiosk actually has
Okay.
neon. It says Harvard Square. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
A little bit of that. And by the way, for the energy, climate,
Oh, they're all with
Greta
like
people,
LED things,
you
aren't
can
they?
you
Yeah,
can
oh, yeah.
mimic. Listen, I would prefer neon. If you want to do it with LED, but it looks like neon. I'm
What
okay
is
with that.
neon? Neon, you cannot it cannot be anything else?
Yeah, it's just classier. It's cooler, you know.
Neon gas?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh.
It's a noble gas.
Oh, a noble gas.
That's what they call
But
those
is
ones in
it-
the periodic table.
But
the
would it
noble
be
gases.
banned under the ban?
No,
the
I don't
natu-
think so.
It's not.
I don't think so.
All right,
How can
that's
you
getting
ban nobility?
noble gas. All right, you're getting beyond our thing here.
All right, so another item.
Okay, another item. What?
Another item was the city announced that they had achieved a milestone
that's-
in trash reduction,
Oh yeah.
waste reduction. A year before the schedule, right? I mean, I won't give you the whole. We can actually show a little bit of it.
Where is it? Is it on here
it's
somewhere?
just cute. You scroll down.
Down. Oh,
yeah,
you have
yeah.
it
It's sort
further
of part
down.
of the whole mass of things. But the thing is that, and I don't remember when we were on the
Oh, I
recycling
see.
advisory committee, we were
Yeah.
setting waste reduction goals
Yeah.
a bunch of years ago. Honestly, if you ask me today, what were those goals and what timelines, whatever, I don't remember.
Here.
So so here's a little bit about it. So
Okay.
the big press release was Cambridge achieves 30%
Oh, that was on
trash
Valentine's Day
reduction
too. Yeah.
milestone
Bye.
1 year early, right? And the numbers are kind of interesting to me because to me, even with this great grand thing, it still seems like a lot. So apparently we did a 30% trash reduction goal was achieved 1 year early, and we reduced it down by 32% to 15.6 pounds per week per household,
Not me.
compared to 22.8 pounds per week in 2008.
Okay.
Right? So 11 years later, we had dropped that much, by approximately a third. Now, I have to say, maybe on a funny week where I'm actually getting rid of something substantial, typically we couldn't
Oh,
even,
yeah.
we don't even come close to that.
I don't either. I don't put my trash
Yeah.
out, like every 2-3 weeks, and it's basically cellophane and stuff that's very light. So
Yeah.
they're not getting those pounds from me.
Yeah. So anyway, I think it's great that we got there, but it got me to thinking. Actually, it's a nice picture of
Where?
Michael Orr
Oh, yeah.
hanging out by a baler of, I think it's plastic or steel.
Oh, this is at
Metal,
this is
yeah.
at Casella.
At Casella in
Yeah.
Charlestown,
Right.
which is
This
where
is baled. This is
looks
all
like-
aluminum. Yep.
Yeah, so there's aluminum cans,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, I was kind of curious though, but I don't
Yeah.
remember the numbers, and I'm not going to put you on the spot. But if you think about it, I mean, what would be an interesting little piece of data?
Would be
because it would be say, well, what was the number of pounds per household before the bottle bill?
Oh, I'm
right?
sure that's out there.
Way back in
somewhere.
the
Yeah.
1980s, okay?
Well, okay.
And then, there was a time when so-called white goods, like refrigerators, whatever, they would actually have been included in the figures.
Right.
But then there was a waistband for white goods.
Those, and then a waistband on.
And then the bottle bill was around, so they took a lot
right.
of glass and
Well,
some
when
plastics out.
recycling didn't start till
We started,
Yeah.
we started,
you started-
volunteer in 89,
right.
curbside 91.
right, so it
So
only
what
has
would
been
what would be an
almost 30
interesting thing
years.
to do,
Yeah.
and this is information we could probably dig up faster than anybody, really.
You, whatever. you're this.
I know,
You've got piles of stuff in your house.
But
Yeah.
I know I should recycle
Yeah.
it all, or just throw it out. as
I could
rubbish.
make a trip to and find out what they have.
Judy, if I were to do what you've been urging me to do for a long
yeah,
time,
right.
I would destroy that graph because I put so much waste out.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't be. You know what you should do? You should become a library. Your own. People do that. You
I
can
could do
become a
that.
library.
His house is
The
a
first floor,
museum,
the
and
first
people come to
floor,
see
the
them.
front room would be your library,
It's true.
and people could come in and
Right,
look
it
at
would be a
things.
lending library.
A
You can come
lending
in and get a
library.
copy of the fish book,
Yeah.
the Alewife Plan. I've got two.
There is such a thing. It's called personal libraries. It's the whole thing.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. You didn't know
Alright.
about that? I'll let you
Yeah, I
know.
kind of did, yeah.
All right.
Anyway, I'm working on it.
All
I'm
right.
working on it. So, anyway, it would be interesting to see what
Yeah.
was true back then.
Okay.
Bottle bill comes in, curbside recycling comes in. Later on, we do things like single stream recycling. What was the effect right then? Were there jumps? I think there were, but I don't remember. Then when we went to organics collection,
Yeah. Oh no, they were
they were growing the mattress
Yeah.
recycling, because that gets factored in as well.
right.
It'd be kind of interesting to see because I think it
Yeah.
would actually tell two tales. One is that in some ways we are actually greater consumers than we once were,
Yes.
but we also have a lot more means of recycling the things,
Right.
the packaging we consume. So it might
Well,
well be that back in the
right.
early 80s, people weren't consuming as much stuff.
You didn't have Amazon.
You
You
didn't have
you didn't have a lot
Amazon,
of that,
whatever,
right.
you know.
And the thing is, yeah, we should look at that. But also, tipping fees have changed, and
Yeah.
we're now paying for our recycling. We're not getting money for our recycling, and so things cost differently. But we are definitely keeping things out of the waste stream.
Yeah, no, I think it's a success story.
It is a
without
success story
question.
overall. But,
And I don't know what the next goals are either. we've
I'm
gotta,
trying to think.
Sometimes
of
these
what,
goals are really audacious.
Well, no,
we're
the
going to
net-
reduce per household trash.
No, that is in the
Right.
zero waste plan that really has not been brought up. That is the next step. They wanted to get compost on the board, and then it's not pay as you throw, but how much garbage do you throw out? That is
Right.
on. That is the next frontier.
Right.
It's there. It's in the waste plan.
And of course, the term we use zero waste as our goals.
Right.
Now,
So-
that's aspirational.
I
I
mean,
think is
you know,
very
everyone
simple.
talks about being like other communities. Well, yeah, let's be like Brookline, although they do pay. They have a fee. But anyway, most Belmont has it. One barrel would be enough, really.
Yeah.
So that is actually I think that is being looked at.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, I need to tune in again.
Yeah.
I haven't been to a recycling advisory.
well, I
committee
go to
since
it all.
left.
I go to them, but
But
yeah.
I'd kind of like to see what the current thinking in terms of the
Well, they're
goals
trying
are.
to redefine that because they have all new members now, so they're going to have some meetings to determine what the goals are. But it'll be there. I'll keep you informed.
Yeah, there's one thing actually.
We're going to have Mike on actually.
Mike Lord, recycling director. We should do that.
We're going to do
There's
that.
there's one thing I've noticed sort of in the changing rhetoric.
Mm-hmm.
When we were getting recycling started, 30 years ago, what a shocking
Mm-hmm.
number to even think about that. But the thing is that when we were getting that going, it was really all about managing waste and filling landfills or whatever. Nobody used the term climate change or global
That's true,
warming.
too. Well, greenhouse gases was
You-
used a
maybe you
lot.
heard a
yeah,
little bit about
because of the
that,
Climate
but
Action
In
Protection
terms
Committee.
of
That's
what
been
happens
around.
in landfills
CPAC,
and
yeah.
whatever. But it's
Well,
interesting now. It's
yeah.
become, and
It
I'm not
is.
saying this is a horrible thing, by the way. but
No.
It seems to me like whenever the city wants to engage in a good waste reduction goal, it seems like they have to generate the rhetoric to phrase it purely in terms of addressing climate change, as opposed to, hey, it's stupid to throw good stuff out. Aluminum, useful stuff. Why would you throw it
Yeah.
out? Paper, fiber, certain plastics, whatever.
Well, yeah.
It's just recycling these things, organics, composting good for gardeners. It just makes sense, that ought to
Right,
be the
but
first point.
but the media now and everything since the China thing and all
I
that,
know.
all they hear is, and there's communities that have stopped recycling. They're saying, well, it's getting thrown out anyway. So
Yeah,
you got to look beyond that. But
yeah.
there's something else I was going to say. I don't know what it
Yeah.
was. But anyway.
But the only point I was going to make
Yeah.
is that sure, it has positive climate-related effects to be,
well, if
aiming
you're not
towards zero waste.
landfilling it, then there's no
Exactly.
methane. But
right, exactly. But the thing is, it's also just a good idea, so people should at least try.
Well,
to
now
use that.
the other new thing. All right, reducing how much you throw out in terms of your trash barrel, but a lot of people are in EPR, that extended producer responsibility. In other
Yeah.
words, when you buy something that's packaged, that manufacturer should be responsible for taking it back, like the
Right.
tires and stuff. So that is actually a movement that's around the world.
And that's actually been around
yeah.
in one form or another for
oh
a long
yeah,
time.
but it isn't. It hasn't been that. So that is
Yeah.
there's actually some state
I actually think
law
bills on that.
basically
Making a better integrated full system for dealing with these things.
Well, remember
top
the
to
milk
bottom
bottle?
is
You probably
great.
grew up when you had milk bottles.
We had milk bottles.
Well,
you bet.
you had a milkman.
Jingle, jingle,
but-
jingle. Yeah.
And
We had
there
a
are
milkman.
people that can afford it. There's a place right on Norfolk Street that is doing about the clean something, and you can bring
Yes,
in
I
and
do.
get stuff filled up.
That's right. That's right.
But it's not mainstream. And
yeah.
hey,
and
if you
the
can do
problem
it,
also
great.
is it's sometimes not economical, and I
Well-
find a way to make it economical. It really ought to be. I mean, if you're, for example, just refilling bottles of cleaning products or whatever, that should be at least very competitive, and I hope it is. But
well,
sometimes it isn't.
at that point, the people doing
need
that
volume.
really you're dealing with a higher income. That's what I
know,
think.
I know.
mean,
I know. But the thing
but
is,
there
you
are
also
ways
have
you
to
can-
push this out to everybody.
but people can do
Could
that
be
on their own. You don't have
know.
to,
I agree.
I mean, actually, people, Costco, places like, I don't go to it, but you buy really big things if you
I
have a
do.
car, and then it lasts longer.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
go?
I go to Costco,
Okay.
sure.
So that's one way. You're not getting a lot of little bottles. You're taking a product and it lasts forever and ever, and You're not driving to the store. You're not, there's different things everyone can do.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a zealot about it, but you just have to
true.
be sensible.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we'll get more information about that, and
Yes.
we'll have Mike on as a guest. That'd be good.
Yeah, no, it's time. There was also some more information about River Street, the River Street reconstruction, a few
I
years
went
ago.
to that.
Did you?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, it was a presentation at the Seaport meeting. That was a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
Wait, you went to that? Yes, you
Seaport?
did. And then you left this Cambridgeport neighborhood.
Oh yeah, Cambridgeport neighborhood.
And
yeah,
they
yeah,
presented
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah. So I
Yeah.
know about that. Yeah, and then we had
Oh,
a
that was-
meeting of the Central Square Advisory Committee
And I probably
the
came.
following day, so I pretty much
Yeah.
saw it twice in a row.
People aren't happy about
Yeah.
the bus only, but hey.
Well,
the way it is.
a few years
It makes
ago,
sense,
the
but,
city
yeah.
did a whole, full depth reconstruction of Western Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
And actually for me, the stuff going on below the street is the really interesting
Yeah.
stuff. But but there was also the kind of the superficial stuff with the cycle track and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Whether you love them or not, it was a big change to be sure.
But there's no bus only lane on that street. And I
no,
don't think they
there
could do
isn't.
it now. Not
That's
with
right.
that bike lane. No, it's
No,
not just a lane, that's a whole structure.
Exactly. Well, that's just one of the things. Is there is a sort of a half-baked quality to
Yeah.
the way these things are evolving. I think in Somerville, when they did some things along Beacon Street, by the time
Oh.
they were finished,
It was
said,
already out of date. Yeah.
if we had to do over again, so sometimes
long.
jumping the gun
Yep.
just so you can say you were the first
Yeah.
is not always the best
Yeah.
thing. So, right now River Street will probably end up as one regular travel lane, which I'm not 100% sure that's
I don't know how
enough.
it's going to work.
And then a bus-only lane, and then bicycles up on a sidewalk separated facility, right?
What do you mean it's going to be like Western? They
Yeah,
don't have room for that. River Street's not as wide as.
getting rid of all the parking.
Well, there is no parking on the right side anyway.
I know, but they're going to get rid of the parking on the left side.
Not all of it.
Yes, they're going to.
No, they can't.
There's actually
No, there's no way.
There are
Uh-uh.
a few sections.
No,
where
they'd
they
actually there's no
remain.
parking until you get to where the
A lot of it will go away.
Howard and then the
Yeah.
fire place. There's no parking anyway.
Right.
I did see in their drawing. It's true. They're getting rid of the ones above
Yeah,
that.
fair enough, yeah.
People are gonna love that.
Right. But apparently the bus-only lane, if you're a tour bus, we'll see. Does that can a taxi cab use that? If they're taking fares. There was
And
big
where to
argument.
drop people
what
off.
happens when a
Handicap. Oh.
when a garbage truck is basically picking
yeah.
up the barrels?
Yeah, because people
Well,
still have to
honestly,
put them
they
out on
have
that
to use
side.
the bus lane
Yeah,
for that,
it's
right?
it's going
And
to
then
be.
the bus will have to go and travel in
You can
anyway.
take turns,
Whatever.
and the bus doesn't go that. I mean, hopefully buses. I mean, that's the new thing. I've
Let's
been
get
following
more
this.
frequency in buses.
More frequency in buses would be great.
Right.
Faster. Well, they would be faster with the lane, but if they're not coming that frequently, then it doesn't
Then
matter.
basically you just
So
have
you're
an
going to
empty
see an
lane.
empty lane, and no one's going to go in it. I doubt it.
I doubt it too.
Enforcement.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I know, but then you're enforcing something that is sort of fundamentally a little stupid in a way.
Well,
you know,
there's no turning back. I think that's the way it's
know.
going to be.
I mean, to me, the rule ought to be when there is a bus anywhere in sight, then you got to get the hell out of the lane.
Yeah, but if you
And
need to,
it's like
I mean,
like ambulance and
the
police. and
difference
fire.
with River Street is that it comes off of the Pike, and Sorrow Drive. You have trucks going up
I know,
there and everything.
But the truth is that River Street for a long time has needed some sort of a traffic calming.
Oh,
Even if it's done
absolutely.
through psychology.
No, you're
with
right.
Road cues and whatever.
I agree,
to
but
calm
still.
people, saying, "Hey, everybody, you really are off the highway now." You
Well,
know?
this will certainly do it.
And that'll be part of it. You know, I think that's sort of part of the psychology.
Yeah.
One of the things that's actually interesting to me, a little depressing sometimes too, is there are certain inflexibilities that seem to be programmed into the way the city thinks about things. So, for example, by the time you get up toward Barron Plaza in Central Square, the city says, we must, under all circumstances, no question, there shall be no debate at all, no way, no how, about having completely separated bicycle facilities. So what that means then is that if you're going to do that by the time you get up to Barron Plaza, you're basically going to have like a bicycle trail wrapping around Barron Plaza, right in potential conflict with pedestrians,
Yeah, hello.
people waiting
right.
for buses
Oh.
or whatever. But if you say, well, you know,
Why
maybe
can't it end before that?
because it's non-negotiable.
Who said it's not negotiable?
City council.
When?
And, they passed an ordinance saying you've got to have protected bicycle facilities everywhere, unless the city manager wants to basically make a big loud argument contesting it. So what's happening then is you've got things like there are buses that have to have layovers and various other things to accommodate the buses. You have to have the bus. By the time you've navigated your way around these non-negotiables, it really kind of makes it tough
I
to
think that's
design
going to have
things
to be
well.
reintroduced.
I wish that reasonability and compromise could become more the rule.
I mean, why can't you get
But
off
that's
your
not the way
bike
it
for
is.
like a few feet?
But no, the thing is, you don't even have to get off your bike. You just
Oh,
that you need to have
yeah.
some safe way of navigating in a way that actually
Well,
gives
what
a
is a safe way?
mutually beneficial.
Well, how would that? I mean, if you come through, you stop at the light, or you go with the light. So,
I'm not saying what is best.
All
I
right,
certainly don't
okay.
know. I'm just sort of pointing out the thing is that the number of constraints
Yeah.
when they're actually trying to work out designs
Right.
here are so great that there's a good chance you end up with not the greatest design.
I mean,
ultimately.
frankly, I don't see Barron Plaza as being any place to hang out. I don't see it now. I don't see it then. I see it though as a place to easily pass through. And if that's all, if it can be easier than it is now, I'm all for
I
it.
want it to be otherwise, but the thing
Well-
is that the ambient noise levels in Cranbourne Plaza
I
are
don't-
not like a quiet little.
And also, I
place
mean,
in
let's
Rattle
face
Street.
it. I mean, I know it's very political to say it, but a lot of people just don't feel it's a place they'd want to hang out in.
But when it was laid out originally, because once upon a time it was a slip lane. It was like a little traffic island in
Yeah.
there. It wasn't like the hangout. It became the hangout because it was made to be sort of a comfortable place.
Well,
But it became a hangout for substance abusers,
Yeah.
somewhat aggressive people,
yeah.
or whatever. And so it's kind of
that's not going to change.
I think that everything can change. A lot of those people who were substance abusers who would spend time nowadays in Cranbourne Plaza used to be in Alvin Thompson Park alongside the church and other places.
So they're just.
And I think, listen, you modify designs, you do it with where you're thinking about the future you want rather than one you
Okay,
think
so
you're
then
stuck with.
but the population isn't going to go away.
That population is perfectly capable of adapting.
To what?
Well, the thing is, maybe a block away, maybe they'll be hanging out by the church, whatever. But I think that when you're laying out the design, you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't proceed based on fear for how bad it must necessarily be forever. And actually try and
Okay, so I'm not
work
even
towards
saying
something
that's
great.
why I wouldn't hang out there. It's just that why would I hang out there? It's noisy, like you said. The traffic goes by.
Right. So there's no
I
real
just-
programming. There's no
But
attraction.
what kind of program? It's noisy. It's like
Listen,
cars going by, bikes going by, people going by.
honestly, my feeling, and I know, the anti-capitalist here would think I'm horrible for saying it, but I would love to see something like an actual little retail outlet. I often just say the hot dog stand, but it doesn't have to be a hot dog stand. Right there, right in the middle of it all ought to be,
Well,
just like the Harvard Squared kiosk.
But then
ought
it
to
would
be
become a
selling things
hangout
too.
for that.
Yeah, but the thing is, if
well,
it's an active retail use,
well, why not
versus
a food-
passive
why not a
alcohol
food cart
consumption
then?
Space, it could be a food cart. Great. Have it lined with food carts.
The change.
Yeah.
I'd see it more as make it so that it can be used as an event, but have it as special events and not as an everyday thing where people hang out.
But when you're not having a special event, then people are going to hang out. So,
Well,
and and I don't mind. Anybody can be there. But the thing is, if it becomes sort of perpetual, that's when it's a problem. It'd be one thing when the shelter lets out and people gravitate to a place. That's one thing. But if it becomes sort of all day long, so that people just basically write the space off, that's not great. Cranbourne Plaza is part of the project scope here.
I know.
Coming up with something reasonable.
But
They're talking about
no
the
one likes to-
butterfly design
I
right
know.
now, which doesn't involve any
Yeah.
kind of winged creatures, by the way, but it's sort of a shape. I just think we can do a lot better. I think there is room for people to think about where buses stop and pick up passengers and let off passengers. I don't know what's ideal, but I think this is the time people have to really think about it all. And they may reroute some of the bus routes too as part of all of this. But I think all those things, even the direction of one-way streets should be revisited every 10 years anyway. And I don't think we do that. I think we should.
Actually, I like one-way streets. Sorry.
I'm not saying I'm against them.
They're
just saying
safer.
is
you don't have cars going in and out. You can park.
But I remember,
can make
like
them all
over in
one way.
Boston where, what was it? Now I'm forgetting the name of the street. But anyway, there's streets which were reversed. They changed the directions.
Oh,
River Street and Western Avenue were once upon a time two-way streets. They were
Right,
turned into
right,
one-way streets.
right.
You know, and you know, over in Union Square, Somerville, when you go over the bridge, it used to be one-way only. Now it's a two-way road, and there are actually multiple streets there that used to be one-way, now two ways. So I just think
there's certain places.
where it could
Oh,
make
Summer.
sense.
Did you just mention Somerville?
Yeah.
That really works. That's
I think
a good one.
I think it's much
Yeah.
better. You know, so
Yeah,
in
that
other
one
words,
works.
the logic of 30 years ago or 40 years ago when they one-wayed everything the way they did.
Well, it took away the traffic that had to turn and go up another
Yeah,
street. So,
yeah.
but where
We-
where it works, they should do it.
Yeah, we need to open
Yeah.
our minds a little bit
Yeah.
about this. By the way, the artwork that's in Barron Plaza right now, which is called Multicultural Manifestos by Ritsuko Tahoe. I know,
Oh.
because I set up the
Where is
election
it in
system
Central
that
Square?
selected the artist.
Where?
It's the ones that are right in the middle of Cranbourne Plaza. It's like rotating cylinders
I haven't
with
seen it.
inscriptions and things
Wow.
on it.
I'll
They
have to
are
look for
actually
it.
planned with Ritsuko to actually relocate and re-envision those along the corridor
Oh,
on
nice.
River Street. So
Okay.
you'll see pieces of that represented elsewhere,
right.
but it won't necessarily all be concentrated in a newly reconfigured.
So in our
Cranbourne
last minute,
Plaza.
I noticed some meeting was canceled tonight. Do you know which one it was?
Well, it's
It was
March
a 5:30
9th.
meeting.
There
No,
was supposed
tonight,
to be an
yeah.
ordinance committee about the definition of family in the zoning
Yeah.
ordinance.
Oh, that's the one.
Yeah,
Got
I'm sure
canceled.
they'll reschedule it. It's
Okay.
just that they kicked it away because they were doing this special council meeting. I'm sure that's
Well,
what
it
he
had
said.
been. It had been scheduled along with
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Anyway.
Yeah, but I
Okay,
think
and
they
then
did well both.
tomorrow is the city manager
Government operations.
10
Now,
a.m.?
10 a.m. in the Ackerman room. I suspect
in the
that-
Ackerman room.
Yeah,
Oh, it's not televised then.
I don't know if it is or isn't.
No, they don't televise in the Ackerman room.
Right, but I suspect it's really just to lay out what they're going to
Okay.
do, and they're not going to do anything. They are-
Well, obviously not because
Yeah.
it's not going to be in the regular
Right.
chamber. So.
And by the way, it's exactly how they handled it with when Bob Healy retired
Oh,
too. So
okay.
and when they was looking for his replacement.
All
So
right.
Nothing special, but tune in.
Okay.
It'll be interesting. So
All right.
see you soon on Cambridge
See you.
Inside Out.
Bye bye.